Hey folks, back again for yet another, actually I'm doing a review, and I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I have some brand new strings on here. As you can probably tell, they're nice and shiny. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play some with this set of strings, and then I'm going to insert a clip right after that playing the same thing. So I'm going to try to remember what I played and go back and look at it later on. But I'm going to insert a clip. Right now I just put these strings on one day ago, yesterday, in real time. And then, you know, of course, you know how it is. I send these out and they're not exactly the same date, so as what you're watching this. But I put these on yesterday, and I only played them after I tuned them up, stretched them, tuned them up, and then played a few licks on there to, you know, hear they sound and everything. Haven't really took this thing out or anything until now. And if you're curious of how I changed my strings, you can go and watch a video that I've put on my YouTube channel about my proven method of string change. And so it's a very, very interesting video if you're curious how I do that, so that they lock in position and they keep their tuning a lot better. But I'm going to do some playing, and then I'm going to insert a clip of these strings and the next set of strings, brand new. I mean, never been played. And then after that clip, I'm going to come back like 2 weeks, around 2 weeks later. I'm going to insert the rest of this review when I've had a chance to play these strings a couple weeks, a couple shows, some practices, and, you know, everyday, daily, you know, messing around with the guitar, so that we can see the difference from brand new to 2 weeks, okay? And I'm going to do this with another set of strings that are by the same company. Right now, this is the first time I've had 80/20 bronze on my guitar in years, okay? To me, they don't look as good because I like the color of phosphor bronze as well. But 80/20 bronze has more of a gold color, as you can see here, because it has more of that. Well, it has more of the other alloy. I don't remember exactly what the material is made up of. I think it's less phosphor, more copper, or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but they claim to have a brighter tone. Now, when I first put these on, I thought they were pretty bright, but in my experience, 80/20 bronze mellows out and become a more warmer tone as they you know, kind of finally hone in to where the sweet spot of the string is. But the strings I have on here now, I told you in a update video a while back, is about the brand new thing of strings that I received from Ernie Ball. And these are the Ernie Ball Everlast coated acoustic strings in 80/20 bronze. And I read this earlier on that update, but it says our proprietary surface treatment uses groundbreaking nanotechnology that repels unwanted moisture and oils that negatively impact your tone. Our plain strings feature a patented winding of titanium around the ball end of the string, which reduces slippage, breakage, and stays in tune better than conventional plain strings. So we have wound coated, plain uncoated, but with reinforced winding at the ball end. And they did indeed have that when I looked at it. So these are Everlast by Ernie Ball. Once again, I had a request from, oh, his name just left me. It was a YouTube user, and I can't remember it for anything. I can't believe I forgot that. Seems like it started with a Z. I want to say zombie something, but I can't remember if that's what it is or not. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But he wanted me to do a review on the Ernie Ball strings. So they sent me, I contacted them, and they were gracious enough to send me a pack of the 80/20 bronze and also the phosphor bronze Everlast strings, as well as some cobalt electric guitar strings in hybrid. So they're kind of light / medium gauge. And what I'm going to do later is I'm going to do this compared with the Ernie Ball phosphor bronze. So that's when I get done playing, the next clip will be the Ernie Ball phosphor bronze clip of me playing the same thing. So you can hear the tone difference of brand new strings, okay? Now, later on down the road, I doubt I'll be doing a comparison of the like back-to-back clips of the 2 weeks later sound. You'll just have to watch the individual videos for that. But you'll be able to hear the tone difference from the two strings brand new. And then later on, what I will do is, right after that, I think I have I've got another pack of elixirs. So I'm going to compare the tone of the Ernie Ball Everlast Phosphor Bronze with the elixirs, okay, and compare the two. It's going to be very interesting. Both of these are supposed to be coated strings. They refer to nanotechnology, which is what elixir strings use. The Phosphor Bronze or nano webs. So they're pretty much very close comparison. So it's going to be interesting to see what they sound like. But for now, let's go ahead and play a little bit, and I will try my best, even if I don't play the same thing. I'll try to play the same thing, but this may be, like I said, weeks later or even months later, depending on how long these strings last, before I insert that additional clip here. Okay, so very nice tone right off the bat. So let's start playing, and I will stop, insert another clip, and then come back with a review of these strings like maybe 2 weeks later. Okay, enjoy. This is just going to be, I guess, some random stuff. Probably should play something we all know. I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll play a song that I've been working on, and I've written this a long time ago. So I'll just work on this. It's a nice fast picking tune. Here we go. Alright folks, you've heard the comparison between the brand new 80/20 coated strings, the bronze, the Ernie Ball Everlast, and now you just heard, if I get this thing edited right, you just heard the difference between that and the Ernie Ball Everlast Phosphor Bronze strings. Well, now we're back, and I'm going to play that same thing so that you can hear the difference between the strings now. These strings are now about 2 or 3 weeks old, and I've played at least 6 practices or shows, full on intense playing at least 5 or 6 different times. So this is what they sound like now. Okay, so let's do the whole thing, and then you can go back and listen to what they sound like brand new. I've got the mic placement the same spot, so I mean there's not going to be, shouldn't be any difference. That's the toughest lick in that whole song. Okay, so, and like I said, that's a little tune that eventually I'll put on here and maybe do a tutorial on. I call it Irish Ecstasy. So now we're going to talk about these strings themselves, okay? Once again, these are the Ernie Ball Everlast strings, okay? These are the 80-20 bronze alloy. And once again, thanks to Tyler Kendrick for sending these to me. I will give my honest opinion on these strings. And the first thing I noticed when I pulled them out of the pack is that I think it was the A string and the G string. It might have been the D string and the A string or something. But anyway, two of the wound strings looked just a little corroded. They were a little darker than the rest of them. Once again, you have that nice gold tone here. Right now, as it stands, these strings themselves, they look pretty clean. I mean, I can tell personally that there's a little bit of, looks like there's a little bit of darker color right in here where I've been playing. And you can kind of see that if you was, right here looking at it. The corrosion is not too bad. The coating, in my opinion, is not as good as elixir coating because it does have that it's kind of after 5 or 6 full-length shows or practice sessions, it kind of feels like your fingers are a little sticky a little bit, like they don't slide as well. The other thing I noticed about the strings themselves, just got to have a practice last night. The tone sounds pretty good, but I can tell right away, especially that low string. To me, that sounds kind of dead. I was playing with the band last night, and it was definitely hard to keep ahead of this sound-wise, to keep the volume level up to where I could hear between a mandolin, a banjo, and upright bass. And I was just really picking really hard to get the tone that I needed out of these strings. So tone-wise, they sound okay now. But I'm telling you, when you get in a band setting, that's when you start noticing the difference. And in the band setting, these did, kind of kill out for me. They didn't really last as long as I would like for them to. Yes, they did mellow out. But for me, I mean, I need the tone to be a little bit, seems like they need to, it just doesn't need to die out so quick to me. To me, that top string especially is dead to me. I'm getting ready to change these probably tomorrow because I've got another practice session, and I'll be switching over to what you just heard earlier, the phosphor bronze, and we'll do another kind of same deal with those strings. The other thing I noticed about these strings is that tuning-wise, they kind of are a little bit unstable in tuning. They don't want to keep their tuning very well. I noticed I had to keep going back and tuning and trying to get them to be correct several different times when playing, especially the B string. Of course, the B string is always, a deal killer in that sense. I'm still using the blue chip pick, which I almost switched last night because it was so hard to hear these strings. I almost switched last night to an Ultex to get that brighter sound so that at least I could hear what I was playing. But I was still being consistent with the blue chip pick. And I mean, they sound good with this blue chip pick. But like I said, as the strings degrade, then the tuning stability will, degrade as well. And I noticed that after about maybe the first week of playing. So to me, in my opinion, the coating isn't as good for that reason as well, because apparently either corrosion is happening or just the strings themselves are kind of degrading just a little bit. Now, once again, let me go ahead and preface that by saying I've noticed this a lot in 80-20 bronze strings in general. So this may not be an Ernie Ball problem. It may not be Ernie Ball's fault, but in 80-20 bronze, I've noticed kind of those same elements: tuning instabilities, easier, to corrode. So it may not be the Ernie Ball strings per se. And if you are like a lot of professional players and you change your strings like every week or every other day, then by all means, these are great strings for that. But for long term, they don't last as long, in my opinion, as Elixir strings do. So tuning issues. Like I said, the tone is pretty good, but in a live setting, when you're with people, it dies really quickly after about the first week and a half. Last night, like I said, after 4 or 5 practice sessions, last night was the straw that broke the camel's back, in the sense that I really couldn't get the tone out of these strings that I need. Couldn't get that volume, even with a blue chip pick, which has been awesome up to this point. So the pick can't do it all. The strings have a part to play as well. And in this case, the strings did not hold up to that live setting after about 4 or 5 sessions with... Now, when I say sessions, let's go ahead and explain what I mean by that. I'm talking about practicing for an hour, hour and a half, playing 10 or 15 songs in that hour, hour and a half, okay? And in between that, I play, at church. I play a few songs at church. I noodle around at home. So I've put these strings through their paces. These were on the 28th. Right now, I think I put these on the 28th is what I put on my little package there. And right now, today, the 28th of February, and today is March 19th. Now, this, like I said, this is going to come out later, but this is evergreen content. This is not time-sensitive material. But just to give you an idea, from February the 28th to March the 19th, actually March the 18th, which was yesterday, is when these strings really went kaput for me, okay? So whatever that time frame is, so 28th, then you have... I don't have a calendar, once again, anywhere near me. So we'll just basically say 1, 2, 2.5, maybe 3 weeks, like I said at the start of the video, that I've had these on, okay? Like I said, the G and the A string, or maybe it was one of the 2 strings looked corroded when I pulled them out of the package. But the overall impression that I have is that since this is 80-20 bronze, to decide whether I prefer 80-20 bronze, which I can tell you right now I probably won't. The only reason I would maybe go to 80-20 bronze is because they claim that it has a brighter tone. In my opinion, phosphor bronze has a brighter tone. So what I'll have to do is kind of remember, and even myself go back and look at these 2 types of strings and listen to them and see which ones indeed sound brighter. Because I need a brighter tone to be able to play along with other instrumental people, my bandmates. Because this not being a solid wood guitar, the top is solid wood, the back and sides are not. So it's not going to resonate as much as a solid wood guitar would. But, I mean, this is an amazing guitar, don't get me wrong. I use this in my Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course exclusively, and I've used this exclusively in all acoustic guitar videos on my YouTube channel since 2010 when I bought the guitar. I mean, I haven't went back. I love this guitar. But what I was saying was, for me, I'll have to go back and listen when I switch to the phosphor bronze, kind of get an idea if that's a brighter tone. Now, if indeed 80-20 bronze is a brighter tone, if I find that out, I'm not sure I'm willing to sacrifice that brighter tone for a shorter lifespan. I don't know what it is, but 80-20 bronze seems to die very quickly compared to phosphor bronze. I don't know if the phosphor bronze, the more it has more copper in it, or whatever the material is that is more corrosive resistant. I don't know what it is. But once again, with coated strings, that shouldn't matter. These strings are supposed to be coated. That's what the whole thing is. It says coated acoustic strings on the package. They're engineered to prolong string life, it says. Now, on the back of the package, it's supposed to have a superior protection, Enhanced clarity. And it says the proprietary surface treatment uses groundbreaking nanotechnology, which is nanoweb. That's what Elixir uses. It might not be the same substance, but it reminds me of that. It repels unwanted moisture and oils that negatively impact your tone. And the plain strings feature a patented winding of titanium around the ball end, which reduces slippage, breakage, and stays in tune better than conventional plain strings. Well, I don't know if that's the case or not, because like I said, I've had tuning issues with these strings. Especially the B and the E string, which are the plain strings. I've had tuning issues with both of those. But anyway, that's my take on the Ernie Ball Everlast 80/20 bronze strings. On the next review, I'll be going over extensively, the plan is to go over the phosphor bronze strings of this nature, which you heard previously. And what I'm going to pair that up with is, more than likely, I'm going to pair that up with Elixir phosphor bronze. And then we can get a not only a sound comparison, but a length comparison. So now we can test the phosphor bronze against phosphor bronze and see if it's just the 80/20 bronze that corrodes quickly, or if it's, you know, the coating that wears away quickly. Because if the same thing happens with Ernie Ball's phosphor bronze Everlast, then that tells me it's the coating that has the problem, not just the material in the string itself. From there, we're going to do a sound test of the Elixir phosphor bronze and the Ernie Ball 80/20 Earthwood series bronze. So we're going to go back to 80/20 bronze, but from a different type of Ernie Ball string. And I don't think they're supposed to be coated, so they will probably die very quickly. Most of the time, in my experience, they do when I have a string that's uncoated. Okay, so that's the whole plan for all these videos, series-wise, to get all these reviews out like that. And I kind of like the idea of doing the strings brand new, and then comparing them with another set of strings that are brand new, and then coming back and then playing them after I've had 2 or 3 weeks, breaking them in and letting you hear the sound on that. So I think that's the method I'm going to stick with. I might not be wearing the same outfit every time, so just be aware of that. I'll try to keep it, consistent. But more than likely on the phosphor bronze one you just saw, I was probably wearing a different outfit. Like I said, that's in the future. I haven't even recorded that yet. But when I do, I'll stick it in there in between somewhere. So that's my take on phosphor or 80/20 bronze alloy Ernie Ball Everlast strings. I'd give them probably, based on longevity, they're probably a 3 out of 5. Tone, they're probably 3.5 to 4 out of 5. In comparison with, Elixir, which is my standard of string. Elixir is a 5 out of 5 in all categories. Tone, longevity, string, don't have to worry about it breaking. Elixir is my top-notch go-to string, okay? So based on comparison the 80/20 here to what I usually play, the phosphor bronze, like I said, that's a big deal. It's a different type of alloy. For me, this is probably just an average string. Because of the coating, it seems to wear away very quickly. Now, it's not flaked or anything like that, but I've noticed I can see corrosion all up and down the string here. You probably can't hear. You maybe actually even go back and watch the video of the beginning of this video when the strings were actually first installed, and you might be able to see a difference between there and now of any of the corrosion that may have happened up and down the fretboard here on the strings, okay? So that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Please remember to subscribe, rate, comment, like, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Check out www.bluegrassguitaressentials.com, where you can sign up to the mailing list. It's not a newsletter. It's a mailing list. It's not content driven, in other words. It will keep you informed of all the updates and any specials or anything like that I'm running concerning Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, and any other products that I know of that either I create or others create that are related to guitar in general, because that's what I'm all about, is guitar stuff. Okay, anything to help you play better, help you learn better, help you achieve faster results, I'm all for. Okay, and I only recommend things that I trust. Okay, I don't recommend things that I don't have any relationship with, or I don't particularly trust the integrity of or the effectiveness of, okay? So that's what that mailing list is all about. If you like content, if you like more videos that are exclusive, I have over 60 videos and growing on my Texas Blues Guitar newsletter, excuse me, my totally free guitar newsletter. I always call it Texas Blues Guitar Newsletter because that's where I started at, was my secretsofTexasBluesGuitar.com website. Now, if you go to that website /newsletter, you can find more information about that, and that has over 60 videos and growing of just exclusive videos, mostly related to electric guitar. So if you're into electric guitar and any of the genres in that style of playing, then that's where you want to go sign up. Totally free. They come to you about once a week. Any updates or anything are happen immediately that you need to know about, especially if they're time sensitive. So check those things out. I'm going to stop right now and bid you a good day and good string hunting and good guitar playing. Okay, guys? Let's play a little bit more so you can hear what's going on, and then I'll sign off. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time. God bless.